there's been questions since the first days of the war about the security services, how easily the Russians came and occupied Ukrainian swathes of territory in the south of Ukraine. They just burst out of Crimea. But people were saying that we've known for years, literally for years, that that's how they would, that would be one of the main points through which they would invade Ukraine.
Now, let's head to Ukraine because President Zelensky has vowed to crack down on Russian collusion after firing 2 senior internal security chiefs last night. The head of the security service, Ivan Bakanov, and Prosecutor General Irina Venediktov were sacked over failures to weed out security officials accused of working against Ukraine in Russian-occupied territories. The Ukrainian president said that over 60 officers are in question, with hundreds of treason or collaboration cases now being opened against law enforcement officials. Askold Krushelnycky is the West Ukrainian. He's in the West Ukrainian village of Bucha for the Times. Askold, thanks very much for joining us. This is an extraordinary story, but because it looks like, there's something very interesting and very serious going on right at the heart of President Zelensky's operation.
Well, the person that he fired, who was until now in charge of the Ukrainian security services, the SBU, is a very close friend of his from childhood days, and the prosecutor general, Irina Venediktova, has also been in office for nearly all of the time he's been president. And he said that, and his administration is saying there's no suggestion that they themselves are in collaborating in any way with Russia. But there's been questions since the first days of the war about the security services, how easily the Russians came and occupied Ukrainian swathes of territory in the south of Ukraine. They just burst out of Crimea. But people were saying that we've known for years, literally for years, that that's how they would, that would be one of the main points through which they would invade Ukraine. There's only 2 narrow roads leading out of that peninsula. And so there are a lot of questions about why it was so easy for the Russians to come in. And the answer has been that there have been traitors in the security services.
And of course, that's quite a change to the narrative about Ukraine, everybody being together behind Zelensky for the country, the might and the spirit of the Ukrainian people, the security services, everyone together. What implications do you think this news, the fact that there are people who have been treacherous, what are the implications do you think this will mean for Ukraine and the war?
I don't think that it's going to have a great influence, because many people have said for years that there should have been a complete thorough clean out of the Ukrainian secret services, intelligence services, because many of them people knew were full of pro-Russians. They were Ukrainians, but they'd been trained in the days of the Soviet Union. They'd been trained by the KGB, the Soviet-era Russian intelligence or Soviet intelligence services. So I think that in Ukraine, as far as I can gauge, this isn't going to have a bad effect on morale. People think of it, many of the people I've spoken to, as a cleansing of a sort. And they also hope that it'll give a spur to whoever comes afterwards, after these people, to direct more of their energy at weeding out corruption, which has been a perennial Ukrainian problem.
Askold, we'll have to leave it there. We're grateful for your time. That's Askold Krushelnycky, who is in Western Ukraine for The Times. We'll join...